time. So hopefully it goes a little better this time. We are going to solve the following equations. We are going to use square roots. And so when I made my first video, I did this for you. Yesterday or the previous day, last time you watched a video, you should have been solving using graphing. You were looking for the zeros, and now I'm going to use algebra. A lot of these are going to be dealing with just taking the square root. And we need to remember that when we square root a number, we get two solutions, both a positive and negative solution. Because negative 9 squared is positive 81 and positive 9 squared is positive 81. So just keeping that in mind, every time we do one of these, we have two answers. All right, so my first step here, I have nothing really to get rid of, right? I don't have anything multiplied on the outside, nothing added or subtracted, so I need to square root both pieces. And when I square root this piece, I get two answers. I get positive 6 and negative 6. And what I'm left with here is x minus 5. So I really have two equations that I'm solving. So, for example, if I add 5 to this, I need to do that to both of these. And I should get x equals 11 and x equals negative 1. And now you need to go graph it just to check my work. I wrote 11 twice, but I meant negative 1 here. And hope that our parabola crosses at negative 1 and 11. Okay, not so fast here on this one because we do have something outside, and I need to divide both sides by 2 before I can even think about square rooting. And now I can square root both sides. And when that happens, I get two answers here, negative 5 and positive 5. So I have x plus 3 equals positive 5, and x plus 3 equals negative 5. And when I subtract 3, I need to do that to both of these. And I should be left with x equals, this one is 2, and this one is negative 8. So my two answers are x equals 2 and negative 8. And again, you should always check my work, because I make mistakes, and your work too. For this next example, we have two things we need to do. First, we need to subtract. So I have 16x squared equals 0. Okay. Yes, I can divide 0 by 16. I still get 0. Yes, I can square root 0, but there is no positive and negative 0. So I just get one answer. And the picture of this is going to look something like this. I didn't do a very good job at all, where it would exactly cross the x-axis. There is only one 0, and it's right there at 0. And so quadratic formula, or quadratics and parabolas can have 0. Remember, those are the kind that float up above, up top. They can have none. I'm sorry, that would be the same as 0. They can have 1, which is where it just crosses once, and then 2, which is what a lot of these have been. I think this was supposed to be a fraction on this next example. So to get rid of this, I would multiply both sides by negative 2. Okay, negative 2 times negative 1/2 is 1. And I'm left with x squared here and positive 64. And then we know what to do here. X equals the two answers, negative 8 and positive 8. Oh my gosh, I'm having trouble writing. Or you could always write these like this, plus and minus 8. Be aware of this, though, because I don't want you thinking that once you take the square root on these, you have the answer, because oftentimes you don't. So steps are to get x squared alone, if possible. You're going to square root, which means two answers, and then solve any remaining steps if you need to.